Hello everyone. Now let's get started with the numerical questions. The first question I have already explained to you in your previous video, and here we will have to calculate this gross profit ratio, expense ratio, operating ratio, net profit ratio, and net profit ratio. Okay, so I have explained to you what are the gross profit ratio. Gross profit ratio formula is gross profit divided by sales into 100. So whenever you put the value, after putting the value, multiply with 100 and you get the percentage value of gross profit ratio. Next is the expense ratio. What is the formula of expense ratio? That is the operating expenses divided by net sales into 100. After applying the formula, we get the result of expense ratio. Number 3 was operating profit ratio. It was cost of goods sold plus operating expenses divided by net sales into 100. Once you get the value of cost of goods sold and operating expenses, then you can calculate the operating ratio. So all the steps are given in this, and the explanation was already there in the previous video. You can check out the previous video for this. Next was your net profit ratio. Formula is net profit divided by net sales into 100. These are the calculation part which you have seen already, and operating profit ratio and divided by net sales into 100 is giving us the operating profit ratio. So after doing this, all the 5 ratios we have calculated, then next let's see the question number 2. Now for this question number 2, what the question you are getting is calculate gross profit ratio from the following. Now they are not saying to calculate the profitability ratio, or specifically they have not mentioned which are the ratios which you have to calculate. They have only said the gross profit ratio have to be calculated. So you need to know what is the gross profit formula, then only you can put up all this value in that gross profit ratio. Now let's see the solution for this question. First, you see the gross profit ratio formula, gross profit divided by net sales into 100. Now in this question, there is their gross profit directly given in the question. It is not given in the question. So what we have to do is to calculate the gross profit ratio, first know the gross profit, then we should know the net sales, then only we can calculate this ratio. So let's see how to calculate the gross profit. Now gross profit will be the net sales minus the cost of goods sold. Now what is net sales and what is cost of goods sold? Also you should know what are coming under this cost of goods sold and what are coming under this net sales. From these items you have to find out the cost of goods sold and the net sales. Now what will be the cost of goods sold? You put up in the formula again. What are included in the cost of goods sold? We have opening stock plus purchases minus purchase return plus direct expenses plus direct labor and closing stock. Now we have to see opening stock. Opening stock, is it there? It is there. So we can plus this with the purchases. Is there any purchases? Yes, there is purchases. And is there any purchase return? That will have to be minused. Here we are having the return outwards. Now return outwards is the purchase return, so it have to be minus. Direct expenses. Do we have any direct expenses? Direct expenses are not given in the question, so no need to write the expenses for this. Plus direct labor. Direct labor, is it given in the question? Direct labor will be related with your wages, so wages is there in the question. So we have to add up this also and minus the closing stock. So closing stock is given as 60,000 rupees. So when we put up this value, so see here 40,000 rupees, 7,10,000, that is purchases, minus the return outwards, that is purchase return 10,000, plus the direct labor. Since direct expenses is not there, direct labor is how much? Wages is 80,000 minus the closing stock, that is 60,000. So after putting up all these values and after deducting the minus amounts, then we get the value as 7,60,000. So this 7,60,000 is only the cost of goods sold. We have not got this gross profit ratio till now. We have only got this part, okay, only one part of this gross profit, that is cost of goods sold. Now we should know what is net sales. Now how to calculate net sales? Net sales is cash sales plus credit sales minus sales return. Now we have to see in the question whether cash sales is there or not. Yes, it is there. So credit sales is also there. Return inwards. Now return inwards means it is sales return. So we will put up these amounts in this formula and see cash sales is given 3,45,000 plus 6,30,000 credit sales and minus the sales return or return inwards 25,000. So after calculating this, we are getting the value as 9,50,000. Now this 9,50,000 is the value of net sales, okay? And this 7,60,000 is the cost of goods sold. So we got both the values, right? Net sales we got 9,50,000. Cost of goods sold we got 7,60,000. Now we can put up in this formula to find out the gross profit. So how to put up the formula? Gross profit is equal to net sales minus cost of goods sold. So net sales is how much? 9,50,000. Cost of goods sold is 7,60,000. So 7,60,000. After putting up the value, you get the amount as 1,90,000. So 1,90,000 is just the gross profit. Now gross profit is net sales minus cost of goods sold. We got the value as 1,90,000. But we are required to calculate the gross profit ratio, not only the gross profit, right? So what is the formula of gross profit ratio? It is gross profit divided by net sales into 100. So gross profit, we got it 1,90,000 divided by net sales. Now net sales also we have already calculated, that is 9,50,000. So put up in the formula into 100. When you do it, we get the value as 20%. So the calculation of gross profit ratio is complete, and this does the answer of this gross profit ratio, and it always have to be shown in percentage form. Now in this question, you always remember, whenever the questions are given, from there you have to be very careful which items are belonging in which particular formulas. Okay, formulas are very important in calculation of ratios. So hope you have understood this problem, question number 2. And the next question I have given it for your practice. Now in this question, they are saying calculate your gross profit ratio, operating profit ratio from the following particulars. Now these are all the information given to you. From here you have to calculate the gross profit ratio, know the formula and put up the answer. Then operating ratio, again put up the formula and calculate from here what are the operating ratios, whatever items will be required for the calculation of operating ratio. Operating profit ratio also you have to calculate using the formula only. So from this information only you have to find out all these ratios, and all these ratios are known as your profitability ratio. So this is the first question which you have to do it. And the next question is also for your practice. Again in this question they are saying you need to calculate only the operating profit ratio and the net profit ratio. Whatever in the question will be given, that only you have to calculate it, not other ratios in the profitability ratio. Whatever it will be mentioned in the question, that one only you have to answer it. So these two questions will be your homework, home assignment to do this and give me the answers when I ask for it. Okay. So hope you have understood how to calculate the ratios, and you have to practice more. In the later videos and all, I'll be giving you more questions for your assignment. Okay, so hope you have liked this video. If you have liked it, please like it. Thank you.